Hello and welcome to ThomasGeigerCar. Today with the Polestar 3, the first SUV of Volvo's fancy electric sister brand. The car has just been revealed today in Copenhagen, will hit the markets later next year. And if you want to know what to expect from that vehicle that competes with electric SUVs like a Mercedes EQS, a BMW iX or an Audi e-tron, join me on my first walk around and I'll tell you more about it. Polestar is claiming the Polestar 3 to be the first dedicated SUV for the Generation E. I think that's a bit overstated because we have lots of dedicated electric SUVs already, but at least this car is looking totally different than all the others. And for the first time ever, it's also looking totally different than the Volvo models. They're not using up old Volvo designs, they started from the scratch. They have a different light signature, Thor's hammer is gone, now we have two blades over here, and they have a totally new front. They call it Sensor Suite, where we've usually had the grille. Now we have all the sensors for smart driving assistance systems. And we have an aero wing not only on the back, but also on the bonnet, guiding free air through here, reducing the drag and bringing the drag coefficient down to 0.29. If we look at the side, we see the car is extremely flat. It's 20 centimeters lower than a Volvo XC90. That stretches it, that makes it sleek, that makes it slim, that makes it fast. Wheelbase almost 3 meters, length 4.90 meters, giving the car lots of room for 5 passengers, for lots of luggage, and there's even room for a frunk. If we look at the back, we see again signature rear lights and another wing to gain aero efficiency. Okay, first time sitting in the Polestar 3. It will take a little while until we can drive it, but I can at least tell you what technology is built in. We're talking about a 111 kilowatt hours battery that translates to a range of more than 600 kilometers. It will be charged with 11 kilowatts AC or 250 kilowatts DC, and it powers two motors with 360 kilowatts in the base version or 380 kilowatts if you opt for the power package. Then you have 840 or 910 Newton meters of torque. You can accelerate from 0 to 100 in as little as 4.7 seconds, and you can go with a top speed of 210 kilometers per hour. If we look around in the vehicle, we realize there is lots of room, at least longitudinal, since Polestar has not built in 3-seat roads, but made use of the huge wheelbase of 3 meters for 2 rows. That translates to lots of leg room. Headroom is somehow limited because we're sitting on a very high battery and the roofline is very low to give the car a very sporty look. A few other details you can't see are the smart sensors in the vehicle. Since Polestar is a sister brand of Volvo and Volvo is keen on safety and security, they have built in the first in-car radar sensor, sensing if you left your children or your pets in the vehicle when leaving the car, combining it with the air condition and preventing heat strokes or anything like that. Talking about the infotainment, it's a nice mixture between old world and new world. We have a big vertically mounted tablet that is bigger than Tesla, running on Google software, and we have a small display behind the steering wheel. We also have a head-up display and we have lots of sustainable material. But even if the car is offered as a vegan version in the standard, Polestar is still offering leather and wool, but from ethically correct farming. Sitting in the back of the Polestar, you can realize the big wheelbase of almost 3 meters, which is huge for a car of 4.90 meters in length. And since Polestar avoided the 3rd seat row, that means you have lots of room in the 2nd row. It's more comfortable than a Mercedes EQS SUV, a BMW iX or an Audi e-tron. Also in the back is the limited headroom, and if I look into the trunk, it's quite huge, but the rear window is pretty small and I don't want to imagine how it is to look through the rear view mirror. Good thing is there are so many cameras around, you don't have to look through the window at all. Thanks for joining me on that first walk around of the Polestar 3, a car that is really an interesting addition to the ever-growing field of electric SUVs. And the price point of 90,000 euros or 89.9 thousand euros to be precise, is an interesting one. The only pity is we have to be patient, because this car will go into production in China and in the US in summer next year and will not hit the roads before the end of 2023.